Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now, let's just do some legends. You know, when legends are talking amongst themselves, legends are in the VIP room from the VIP place. You know what I mean? Places that we're not supposed to get into, stuff that we're not supposed to hear, stuff we're not supposed to judge, because we're not legends, ain't never gonna be. Right? So actually, we're supposed to shut our damn mouths. But like kids, we're gonna do it anyway and talk about some of the stuff the legends are talking about. Let's talk some legends. We got legends in Mike Tyson. I think you would consider that a legend. Roy Jones Jr., that's a legend. You know, Floyd Money Mayweather, that's a legend. Terence Crawford, that's a legend. Slipping a little spice of Manny Pacquiao, that's a legend. That's a whole bunch of legends right there. Let's try to tie them all together real quick. And, with emphasis on quick. Let's see how we can do this real quick. Recently, Mike Tyson's come out and said, you know something? Floyd Mayweather, if he's coming back, he shouldn't fight Manny Pacquiao. We got him in already, right? He shouldn't fight Manny Pacquiao, right? He should fight Terence Crawford. And repeat, if Floyd Mayweather come back, he shouldn't fight Manny Pacquiao. He should fight Terence Crawford. Now, that's pretty awesome for everybody involved, right? Because it's like Floyd Mayweather, forget Manny Pacquiao, because what he's basically said, you done beat the hell out of him already, right? And you're good enough, if you're supposed to be so good, to go get Terence Crawford, just be at this age. Floyd Mayweather damn near 50. Now, Terence Crawford 38, but 37 still, but about to be 38. Floyd ain't supposed to be good messing man no damn Terence Crawford. Let me tell you why. Because Manny Pacquiao, 8 to 9 years ago, they were scared of Manny Pacquiao fighting Terence Crawford 8 or 9 years ago. So why would Floyd mess with him now? You know what I'm saying? They were scared. Listen, this is the feather in Terence Crawford's cap, right? Because people don't like to say it. That's why I do it all the time, because I know people they're trying to sweep this under the rug. This is legendary Hall of Fame stuff right here. Manny Pacquiao and people have never been scared. They sick Manny Pacquiao on people throughout the years. Manny Pacquiao get him. Manny Pacquiao get him. Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao gonna get Floyd Mayweather. He gonna beat him. Floyd fight him doped, but whatever. But Floyd ain't gonna beat Manny Pacquiao. Ain't nobody gonna beat Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's better than Floyd. Manny Pacquiao still got a better resume than Floyd Mayweather to the day with 7 losses. People still come with those arguments, right? So Manny Pacquiao has never been afraid of anybody. Manny Pacquiao's fan base ain't really never been afraid of anybody, except for Terence Crawford. His trainer, Freddie Roach, his promoter, Bob Arum, and everybody involved with boxing didn't want him to fight the 140-pound Terence Crawford. They were afraid of his well-being. Bob Arum stopped the fight, didn't want him to get hurt. Journalists, commentators, personalities, sport personalities like Stephen A. Smith and Teddy Atlas would stay far away from Terence Crawford. That's 8 or 9 years ago. Right? That's Terence Crawford. So Mike Tyson said, well, if you're going to come back, then don't fight Manny Pacquiao, fight Terence Crawford. That's some props from Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, if you ask me. Now, when it comes to legends, this is something that's above our head, because all legends think they was either the best or damn sure one of them. Everybody all in this conversation, I don't care who I say, all of them think they're either the best or one of the best. So these are egos and people who deserve them egos, earn them egos amongst themselves. So, we're just going to dissect what we can. But I just think a little bit Floyd Mayweather got the edge on a lot of stuff because he retired undefeated. And I think that undefeated, that old irks some people. Right? Like, oh, he was close with Castillo. He was close with Maidana. Yeah, not really. Not really. Maidana, get the hell out of here with that one. Castillo, okay. You want to make him close with the one arm fight that he had with Castillo. Yeah, nothing else was close though. And here's the thing: all these legends, everybody lost. Most of them multiple times. All the greatest of all times, everybody lost multiple times, right? To lesser opposition than Floyd and fought, too, by the way. All of them lost. Everybody's had a couple of decisions where, whoa, I don't know if he should have got that one. All of that. You know what I'm saying? Floyd didn't really have none of that, right? Terence Crawford ain't really had none of that yet either, right? So these people, I think there's this little resentment there towards this. But I think and I'm hearing stuff like Roy Jones Jr., my favorite boxer of all time, even saying, well, who did Mayweather fight on his level? You know, I'm like, well, seeing as though it ain't too many people on his level, probably 0 to 1 or 2 people. And Roy Jones is like going with he fought James Toney. Well, that's the only one that was on Roy Jones' level, because Roy Jones' level was something different. It ain't you fight your contemporaries. You fight who's around, who's the baddest ones. Roy Jones, here's something that a lot of people won't mention, right? But I'm the only one mentioning that. People try to act like they forget that. Even in Roy Jones, right at the height, right? Well, when he was undefeated before all that stuff, Roy Jones beat everybody. Undefeated. Roy Jones had a guy right in his weight division called Dariusz Misiszowski, a Polish guy by way of Germany, Polish guy by way of Germany. Dariusz Misiszowski, undefeated guy. And they just did like Godzilla and King Kong. One stayed in hollow earth and the other was on the surface. One stayed in Europe and one stayed in the States. That's what happened. But they were both undefeated for a long time. I think Dariusz Misiszowski lost to Graziano Racchiani. And then, when your boy Roy Jones went up and did the heavyweight thing, beating John Ruiz, which is just ridiculous, right? After coming down, then things start happening. But up until that point, Roy Jones is awesome. Now, do I think Roy Jones beats Dariusz Misiszowski? Yes. I think Roy Jones beats anybody, right? But it still would have been a good fight because Dariusz Misiszowski had a chin and a work rate and punching power. He wasn't just undefeated for no reason, right? But here's the thing. Even though Roy didn't fight Dariusz Misiszowski, if you're Roy Jones, and we have empathy here, if you're Roy Jones and was cheated the way you were in South Korea, right, in the Olympics, where you beat the hell out of a guy and get robbed. It wasn't like, oh, we had a close fight and he got robbed. Beat the hell out of a guy and get robbed, then you see what judges are capable of and what corruption is. So that bothers you. That bothers you for the rest of your life. Because that's not, you don't even, to do something like that in broad daylight, we can just take it if we want to. That just disturbs the whole Olympic dream, right? Because it wasn't like a close fight. Well, Roy, you didn't do this. He beat the hell out of him. It wasn't a close fight or nothing. And they just said, we're just not going to give it to you. We're going to give it to the other guy. That kind of thing follows you. So his point was probably, I ain't going across the ocean for nobody and just get robbed and I'm going to beat the hell out of a guy, because you can't do more beating the hell out of than what he did to the Korean guy. So that's why I understand that. So but my point is getting back to the point. Let's get back to the point before we go too far. Mike Tyson says that your boy Floyd Mayweather, if he comes back, he should not fight Manny Pacquiao. He should fight Terence Bud Crawford. That's a big ask, right? So, and I don't think Floyd needs to do that. He could come back and fight Pacquiao, if anything. He don't need to go fight nobody else. Floyd's zero he has a 0, and whoever wants him to get beat, it don't matter now anyway, because he hadn't got beat when he was. And anybody that is, doubting what Floyd Mayweather is, because, we got recency bias. We know how awesome Terence Crawford is and everything. But I would advise you to go watch Floyd Mayweather highlights and understand. You can watch Floyd Mayweather's highlights after he became Money Mayweather, and that's almost enough. But what he did before he became Money Mayweather, when he was at top rank and when he was doing all the chasing, and I'm talking about awesome guys, right? Awesome guys. He had a lot of guys that he wasn't supposed to be. He wasn't supposed to be Corrales. I mean, he was supposed to beat Gotti, even though he moved up, but he wasn't supposed to beat him like that, right? He done some stuff, man, Mayweather, and there was always distance there. Now, Mayweather had some of his tougher fights against guys that had losses, right? The Drunken Master, my man, I forget his name right now. Drunken Master gave him a tough fight, even though Floyd beat him one-sidedly, but it was just kind of tough. And my man, the Southpaw guy, I forget his name right now too. But he had some kind of tough fights. But even the tough fights, when I say tough, it's like I beat him by a landslide. But it's, but it was kind of tough to beat him because they were taking some punches and a whole lot of them. But yeah, guys, I just think that it's a resentment for Floyd's is why there's people want him to come back and fight a Terence Crawford. He shouldn't have to fight no damn Terence Crawford. Sound like Boxing News 24, who's asking Terence Crawford to fight David Benavidez and David Morrell, even though Canelo won't do it. Floyd handled his business. Floyd is not big. He walked around at 150 something, fighting at 147, and that's over 30 years old, which means your metabolism is slowed down. The guy is a very little guy, and he was just very disciplined, handled his stuff, duped everybody to thinking people was going to beat him and beat the hell out of everybody. You got to give him. I'm a Roy Jones fan all day, every day, more than Floyd Mayweather, but that don't mean we can't give props what props to do. You know what I'm saying? Floyd handled his business. No, I'm not agreeing with Mike Tyson here. Floyd could go fight Pacquiao, if anything, or nothing at all. But he doesn't have to fight no damn Terence Crawford right now. Some of these people that's still fighting, right, to ask the guys at 154 to go ahead and fight each other so we can have one guy standing above everybody. And I guarantee you, without a doubt, if your boy Fundara fights Murtazeliev, and somebody can get Xandar Zayas in the ring and get all those people, whoever shines at the brightest at the end, if it's gonna be Boots, if it's gonna be Zayas, if it's gonna be Fundora, if it's gonna be Murtazeliev, if we can get that done within the next 7-8 months, and Terence Crawford messes around and gets past Canelo, guaranteeing you he will be doing the chasing. Wanna bet? Just like he did when he was already undisputed at 140 and start doing the chasing at 147 pounds. Wasn't nobody chasing. Do you guys remember that? No one was chasing Terence Crawford. It irked me. I was like, wait a minute. Here's a 140-pounder coming up to the 147 where y'all bigger. They're calling him the number one pound for pound, and he's got to chase people, and you got people behind a gate talking about, I'm over here at PBC and I can't fight him. Y'all didn't think that was weird? Until today, there's still residue from those kind of people. Still today, doing some really, really, really mysterious things. I'm talking about X-Files type of mysterious hating on Terence Crawford, right? Because they still, they still bitter. But so we've got all this stuff, all these legends we just talked about, all of them still living, some still fighting. So let's enjoy it, man. Let's enjoy it. Again, man, Floyd Mayweather ain't got to come back and fight no damn Terence Crawford. I ain't trying to see that. What about you? Double Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.